actually want to move this frame back to the farm, but it actually makes for a nice little rack for doing stuff like this. Basically just degreased these, and then I'll paint them up. For as much painting as I do, it sure be nice to have a paint booth. Hey, oh yeah, paint. Lighting's terrible too. Oh yeah. Hopefully you can see. Well, my excuse is that I'm sick. I'm getting over a cold, so. This stuff dries decent. There's definitely some drips like there. And up there pretty bad, but who cares? It's going to go underneath the truck. Pretty bad up there. But this stuff just did not spray good at all. I don't know. This stuff usually dries pretty nice and quickly. The clean metal primer is almost like slightly glossy, which it shouldn't be, but I do not have good luck with Rust-Oleum glossy paint. Matte, I do great with it. Always sprays really nice and it covers good, as long as I don't cover or put too much on, but I don't know, gloss just never does good. So anyways, we'll let that dry.
These turned out pretty good. You can see some of the drips there. I don't think I'll sand those out. This dried better than I thought, but you can kind of see it just doesn't, I don't know, that stuff doesn't cover very good. You have to really layer it on to get it to cover well, whereas this stuff, it's just like, you don't even have to try. Oh, that's one pretty bad weld there. Must have been running low on gas or something. Wonder you could put a weld there. But overall, these are looking pretty good. I might just quick spray them down again. Boy, that sun looks sweet. So nice and bright out. Nice. All right, well, I'm gonna touch these up a bit. Well, I apologize about the stuffy nose. I'm still getting over this cold, but got most of the painting done. I just need to do some touch-ups. It's so dark over in that corner that you end up missing some spots, but in here, it might be kind of hard to see on camera, but definitely did not get that good enough. This edge of this didn't get very good, plus the corner. This one is decent, except for a little bit of the crevices there. These are pretty good, but I missed a couple spots. And then this one, it's just kind of light all around. I don't know. Ooh, a spider on the hat. So anyways, I'll just touch those up. This bottle ended up being a fluke. I don't know what causes this, but it just drips like crazy. But it still sprays, so we'll see if we can get these finished. But the story behind these parts, so these are off-road design spring hangers, and then the, what are they called? I don't know, shackle hangers, whatever. I got replacements of both of them. These ones I probably could have reused, just, you know, refinished them and painted them and stuff, but these ones are a little longer or shorter, whichever way it ends up working. That with the stock shackle, you get 1 inch of lift. So I'm going to try that and see what kind of height I get, and then see what kind of lift I would need in the front to level things out. But anyway, so I wanted this side for sure. And then this side, I don't know if I trust. If you look down in there, it's rusted pretty bad. It's probably pretty thin on this inside of this right here. So I'm sure I could reuse this or find a set of used ones or something, but I figured I might as well just buy the good ones. So we've got good ones. So go ahead and get those installed. I'm hoping that I don't have to run blocks at all to get the lift I want. I'm not going for super high monster truck or anything. I just want to be kind of an aggressive looking dually, but still functional for towing heavy loads and stuff like that. So once we get paint finished with these, and then I think I'm going to paint the frame first, and then we will work on the axle swap. So that's 90s. I think it's from like a 90. What is it from? 89 Chevy 3500 dually. When I bought this truck, I really didn't understand the difference between the cab and chassis and the standard dually. And this did not have a bed on it when I bought it, so I just figured, I don't know, it's a dually, and it was close to me. I probably wouldn't have bought it because the rust is so bad, but it was close, and I had already brought my trailer and everything, so I bought it. But then I realized this is a cab and chassis, which kind of sucked. So it's a regular 14 bolt cab and chassis dually axle, and you can tell because the springs are basically button up against the drum there. Turn this fan off. But so anyways, I found this axle. Dana 70s are what normally come in these trucks. Dana 70 true dualies are really hard to find. So I was shopping around for Dana 80s and Dana 70s and whatever else dually axles I could find. I happened to find this on eBay. I didn't know that they made just standard 14 bolt true dually axles. Apparently in the like 88 to 90 something, these came in them. So I was kind of glad to stick with the 14 bolt format because I love 14 bolts. They're so easy to work on, especially if you're going to do a locker or something. Just the way they have the preload set up for the diff, it's so easy. It basically takes nothing. You don't have to deal with putting shims on and all that sort of stuff. So anyways, I'm going to run this. I got these from ORD as well. I was worried these weren't going to fit because this is actually a little thicker axle tube than this one is, but they actually fit perfect, or near perfect. I might have to grind a little bit. There's a little gap you can see, but honestly, you could weld that just fine. But we'll probably grind it a little bit to get it to fit. Then I got greasable bushings for all the leaf springs and whatnot. Got these ginormous U-bolts. And then I got a shipment from AMD. We got cab corners. These are single cab, the normal rockers. But I do have the Suburban crew cab rockers. But I figured I will likely need some of these curved pieces like that over there as well, especially up front here. This whole piece here is not included with the rocker I bought, so I just bought those for this piece mainly. This side might be okay, but I guess the other thing now that I'm remembering when I bought this, I didn't realize either that if you buy a cabin chassis single cab, the bed is actually longer, so you can't put a standard bed on it. But I did get lucky with the K30 crew cab. It's a standard size bed, so I can put a standard long box dually bed on this and it will fit. Now I still might have to do a little bit of fab work, not a lot, but they had set this up for a flatbed, and I think to do that they chopped off like 4 inches of the frame back here, and so you can see, one of the columns on your box goes here, the other one would probably line up around here, I'm guessing. So I also, cut random holes in this, which shouldn't affect the integrity of this frame at all, but yeah, that's kind of the story of where I'm at. I got all this crap cut off. This was from the flatbed C channel. I just cut off all this junk. I'll probably, like the bump stops and exhaust hangers, I'll probably clean those up and use them. Just bolt them back on. But yeah, I think I'll touch those up. And then I might have time today to roll this out, scrub this frame down, pull it back in, and then put some of this Rust Encapsulator on it. So I think we're getting close, guys. I think we're getting close. We're going to see how strong I am. See if my exercise and weightlifting has paid off. I want to move. Whew, pretty heavy. I love that little Arctic cat. It just rips up my lawn when I use it. Oh, that's a pretty cool shot right there. Right after. So those are our options. It's supposed to rain later this afternoon, so I want to try and get this washed up and pulled back in. And I'm just going to use this Purple Power cleaner degreaser. I'm sure I could just use Dawn dish soap or something too, but I've got this, so I'm going to use it. I'll just pour it in this bottle, spray the frame down, and then rinse it. Scrub and then rinse. I don't know, this says it's corrosive and warning, don't get in your eyes and all that crap, so I suppose I'll throw on all my protective gear. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get going with that. Pretty dirty. Cleaned up the front. Really cleaned up nice. Looks pretty good. Back is, I think it's fine. So I'll let that air dry for a little while and then pull it in. Whoops. That winch stand works pretty good. That's going to be handy. I'm curious if I could, I don't know if it would work. My rafters aren't very heavy duty, but it would be sweet if you could run a pulley from there up to wherever you wanted to lift. Have a pulley and then go down. Probably can't see. Winch to a pulley and down. You could lift engines and stuff with it. It'd be pretty sweet. But right, we got this back in. I just need to wait for it to finish drying completely, and then I should be able to put some paint on it. I think those look decent. It's come together. I kind of thought this was going to take me a lot longer than the pace I'm going. I think my 80, I learned a lot, and I'm able to go a lot faster on these projects now, like rust repair. I know how to do it. It's pretty easy. Biggest thing now is just my tank is near empty, so I need to get a new tank. I've never had a tank refilled, so. Well, it's pretty dry. I took my heat gun and kind of dried some of the wetter spots. There's a little bit there yet, but at least the outside and the top and stuff are dry, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and start painting this and then see how far I get. Hopefully by the time I get the outside done, the inside is completely dried. But we'll just kind of start out and see how it goes.
to play some music, so I'll stop the video and just keep on working.
Well, I made it about halfway. I got almost this whole frame rail painted up, inside included, and then this cross member. Did I get the bottom? No, I did not get all of the bottom. Unfortunately, the paintbrush bristles get caught in here. Hopefully that's not a big deal. I'm still feeling a lot better, but still getting over this cold. So I still have that whole other frame rail to do. And then I need to do the underside of this frame rail yet. And then I've got obviously the whole front left and underneath the cab. Underneath the cab I'm not looking forward to because I'm gonna have to go on my creeper and it'll suck. But yeah, I'm just gonna put some music on. It's Tuesday night, 8 o'clock after work, so just start painting a little bit and see how much I get done. All right, well, I think I'm done with the frame coating for as far as I'm gonna go, for now at least. Turned out pretty good. I guess I could get some spots there. But like I said, I just used this Eastwood product here. I highly recommend wearing a respirator and having it very well ventilated while you're doing it, because that stuff is strong. Normally when you use paint or something, when you're done, your clothes don't smell like it, but this stuff makes my clothes reek. That's how bad that stuff stinks, but seems to do the job. So I did the entirety of what I could get on the rear part of the frame, since this is the rustiest and what I wanted to protect the most. So I did obviously the inside, the bottom, all the little crevices as good as I could get them. The front I did about the same, probably not quite as good of coverage. There's some spots on the bottom where I couldn't get it cleaned very good, and I don't know how well this paint's gonna stick to kind of the dirtier stuff, but so anyways, the front's looking pretty good. The bottom, I kind of just ended up doing the spots where there was surface rust, which ended up doing it more than I thought I was gonna do. But the middle part where the cab's at, that I did not get nearly as good, but the front and the back are looking pretty good. I think what I might do for some of these harder to get places, like inside all these holes, I'm just gonna I'll probably just use this. Oh, that one's empty. But just, take some standard Rust-Oleum spray paint and kind of spray in some of these other little cracks. Try and get them better. So like here would be a good spot. The whole top of the frame I basically could not get to. So I'll have to try and maybe get that with the spray paint. There's some spots that I missed, but I did about as good as I could. Unfortunately, those brushes I was using absolutely suck. So there's bristle marks or bristles embedded in this everywhere, but I don't think that's going to be a big deal. So now I would like to coat this too, and I don't think it would take much to do it, but we'll see. I'm running a little low on that paint, and I want to save some of it for when I cut off all of these brackets behind here. I want to wire wheel those and paint those up. So here it's just a little bit, but like this one, there's this big square that I did not get, so I'll have to cover that. These brackets all painted up nice. I think there's pretty good coverage. Hopefully this paint holds up pretty good. I suppose I could put some clear coat or something on it just to give it a little more protection. But yeah, I think I'm I'm done with the frame paint. So the next big project is these spring hangers and stuff, which usually is the worst part of dismantling these trucks. Most of the time, what ends up happening is this rubber bushing gets seized on the bolt, and anything you do, you cannot get it out. And unfortunately, there's not, like this one, for example, you know, the bolt needs to go out that way, but there's no access hole or anything to get it. So I'll end up taking this one out, which this one isn't too bad because you can pound from this side, or I guess you can see it better there. This one's horrible. What I ended up doing for my 80 is I think I used my just my oscillating, what do they call those? Why can't I think of the name? Just the saw. I was able to get in there with it, and it took a lot to finally get it off, but it's a pain. I think I'll call this a video. Next video will probably be getting into the springs and this axle. We'll see if I get to painting that axle or not. I really don't know. It'd be kind of nice just to get it swapped over, but at the same time it'd be nice to paint it. But that's kind of the classic problem that car people has, is while it's apart, I'll do this too, and it just ends up being this big project that takes forever. But so anyways, there's that. I can work on the axle, and then also I can go ahead and start on the rust repair too. I've got basically all the panels I need. There's some up there. I've got, this is actually for my other truck. I need to do that one yet. I've just got random stuff all over the place for this, but yeah, I think I making progress on this. It's looking good. It'll be kind of an interesting to see how well these springs clean up. I hope that there's no cracks in the springs or anything, because I do plan on reusing these springs. They're pretty, I wouldn't say they're terribly rusted, but just try and clean those up. I don't think I'll take the spring pack apart, but yeah, I also need to clean up my garage now. It's getting kind of cluttered, and then once things get too cluttered, then it's about impossible to work. So try and do a little cleaning in here. But, all right, I think I'll call it good. Thanks for watching.